Hello, old house. Oh, I guess that's why it was so dark, but shouldn't it be more red then? Red curtains. Well, it looks lovely enough. Is that a bowling ball? Everything here looks in order. Oh, this is a mess, but that's what you get when you want to purchase an old house. You.
It's jammed. I need to pry it with something.
Alright. I need to make sure everything is in order. Well, this isn't in order, but I need to make sure that there's no funny business. So I need to, at the very least, look at everything. Actually, let's have a look here first. I wonder if she is the mistress of the house. Looks a bit young, I think, but could be an old picture. Yeah, I think this could be a lovely house if you restore this. Yep. There we go. A wine bottle. Such very worn. Oh. It looks creepy due to all of the, well, weird white phenomenons in the picture. Stonebridge News, 6th of April 1966. A body has been found in Fur Lake. Fisherman Billy's body has been found today in the morning near Fur Lake. According to preliminary information, Billy was strangled and then his body was thrown into water. The sheriff rejected to comment on this brutal murder, stating that the perpetrator would certainly be found and get the punishment he deserves. Well, that is a comment on the murder, I would say, but we all mourn for Billy. To some people, he was just an acquaintance. To the other, he was a friend. At any rate, he did not deserve such a terrible fate, as does no one. There has never been such tragic events in our small town before. In this hard time, we... ... I have to purchase the newspaper to see the rest. Oh. Oh, okay, I guess this is just the... We're not allowed to read anymore. Chaos tipped over things. A horse bust. Odd. Ooh, those are some giant masks. Takes me back to Pineview Drive in... Ooh. My grandfather was a sailor and he brought a lot of weird artifacts from Africa. Some of them looking like these. So sort of like a artifact room where lots of stuff gathered from all over the world. I can only guess that these might be South African masks or some sort of tribe. A very, very old-fashioned diving helmet. And yeah, fish decorations. Miniature boat, old tomes. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to get into that, but we'll have to check the contents before we sell the house, at least if the safe is so clearly visibly present. Little key. I wonder what this could be for. Oh, maybe for the kitchen.
It's jammed. I need to pry it with little key.
I guess I cannot pry it with a little key. Oh wow, what? Where does this come from? Staircase looks weird. I guess a little storage area here. Not a big storage area, but somewhat. This house doesn't want me let into any room. A knife. A very clean, relatively modern knife. Creepy how this was so out of place. But you never know. I don't know exactly how... Oh, looks like bloodstains. I don't know exactly how old this was said to be. I don't remember, but you usually have a weapon under the pillow if you are not feeling very safe. So that might be an innocent case. Maybe it was never used. All of the blood.
The chest is locked.
The chest is locked. Does this fit? It does. A note. Maid's diary. I shouldn't go through diaries, but oh well. 5th of April, 1966. Today in the newspapers, they wrote that they had found a body of Fisherman Billy on the shore of Fear Lake. Someone killed him, but the murderer was never found. I suppose it's the same as was reported in the newspaper. Now I am very scared to return from the city when it's dark. Wait, is Fear Lake right here and in there, right outside somewhere? Well, I asked Mr. Nelson not to give me errands, which might make me stay late. At least until I find the murderer. I guess it's a tiny place. So that's probably not a lot of things happening around here, but well, once there is, then I guess you'll be scared. Nothing of that kind has ever happened in our quiet, peaceful town before. Well, there you go. Now I need to look after children carefully, because they like to walk along the lake shore very much. It is right nearby them. It is so scary to live near this place. Billy was always so kind to me. He was friends with my father. Dad, I miss you so much. 10 days later, at 15th of April, Mr. Nelson has been very concerned about something lately. He often locks himself in his office and stays there for several days? Can you even? I wonder what he does there. Mrs. Nelson is very anxious about it, and she's constantly sad. I can surely say that I work in a very strange family, and maybe I would leave, but I need money, and they pay a good salary, and I've become very attached to the children. Josh is always playing pirates and is trying to find some treasure. It even seemed to me that he himself had hidden some treasure in the courtyard of our house. Really? 22nd of May, 1966. Hello, my dear diary. I write my news here less and less. But it's not because I'm lazy. It's simply because there's no particular news. Well, judging by what the news was recently, I guess that's a good thing. Today, it's raining all day. I guess there's a lot of rain here, then usually I can hear the rain is still going on. But it's not because, today it's raining all day and me and children are playing in the house. Mr. Nelson as always, locked himself in his office and asked us not to disturb him. 1st of June. Today Mr. Nelson ordered me to buy some things. He wants to sail to Africa, so maybe the things in the room, which I assume is his office, are all artifacts from Africa. You know, my grandfather was a captain and sailor, went all over the world, and he brought some cool stuff, masks and tiny statuettes from Africa. It's so romantic. I always dreamed to travel and see a whole world. And there are so many exotic places in Africa. They even say that elephants walk in the streets there. And I've never seen an elephant in my life, only in pictures. Oh, I rode an elephant at one point, but I don't remember where I was. It might be in a zoo in Germany at one point, when I visited there. I'm so happy for Mr. Nelson. He has even brightened up a little. Maybe when he returns, he will stop locking himself in his office. Wonder what he does there. Hide or work on something secret? 20th of June. Mr. Nelson has been acting very strange after his return from Africa. It seems to me that he is constantly watching me. I wonder if he went to Africa purely because of leisure or if there was a certain meeting he had there, or if he researched something. It seems to me that he's constantly watching me. He has become very polite and courteous. He has even raised my salary. And still, he seems to constantly watch you. It seems like very skeptical. To be honest, it scares me. Something has changed in him. I don't know what exactly, but he has become somehow different. Maybe he's fallen in love with me? Well, that could explain the watching you thing. I hope it's not true. If he starts to molest, I'll have to resign. Molest? Isn't that something you do to children? But my knowledge about the English language is not the best, so I apologize for that. If he does this, I'll have to resign. But I've got so used to this house and to the children, especially now when it's not so easy to find a good job. Well, I am strong. I can handle it. And then, half a month later, at 2nd of July, tonight I woke up and saw Mr. Nelson in my room. He was just sitting and staring at me. I got very scared. It didn't anyhow explain his presence, but simply said that he was worried about me. Well, both you and me are worried about him at this point. I can't take it anymore, and I told him that I would resign. But Mr. Nelson insisted that I stay for a short while, until I find myself a new job. I agreed. Anyhow, I have nowhere to go for this, well, at the moment, I suppose. But from now on, I will close my door at night. And just in case, I stole a kitchen knife, and now it's lying under my pillow, because I'm scared. Well, as I speculated. So this is your room then, the maiden. I guess it makes sense because I found a diary here, but who knows? I don't know how old this diary is. That was a very odd noise. It sounded like a cough somewhere. I don't know how old this diary is. Okay, so that's it here then. So, I'm very sorry to infringe on your personal diary, but you know, this house is gonna get sold anyway. I guess better me, an agent of the house, than someone who's gonna live here. It gives me insight. I need insight. Is this just a picture or a photo of a vase with cut off roses? I know it's very dirty. I heard something that creeped me out. But very well. Upstairs we shall go. It doesn't seem like the same house though. rain was sudden. It sounded like voices instead of wind, and you know how photos always appear to look at you no matter where you stand in proximity to them. The nature of photos. Is this the master bedroom? They did not pay for the telephone for a long while, so it doesn't work. A shovel. It's this place. Dear Lord, it's this place. But the stairs didn't exist at that point. But it was clearly my voice narrating as I went there. I wonder what's going on. This whole house might be changing, and the symbols aren't here. Radio receiver, it does not work. It's very, very old. But old stuff usually outlived the new stuff. It's made for consumerism these days. It wasn't back then. Back then it was made to last. Now it's like 2 or 3 years, and they want it to break, so you have to buy a new one. And this is the child's room, I remember. Oh, a drawing. Oh God, what? Drawing of the family, but who is standing there? It looks like a spirit. Okay, so we have a son and daughter and a man and either the maid or the wife. I mean, by the way that the maid described it, it sounded like maybe the wife had died. I don't know, because otherwise, wouldn't the wife know if he would? I don't even know. Toy trailer must be from the locomotive. I remember those, especially those with magnetic connectors. A plane. I had the same when I was a child. I think those were a bit before my time, or at least I didn't have any of those. But I had one teddy, I think, but I didn't have much toys. It's the same one from earlier in the experience. What is this awful creature? Well, it's the same knife that I saw earlier. Maybe this is the maid. Maybe the maid died horribly and left a curse upon this place. I mean, that's a hint that I have so far. So maybe the maid was the one standing. Maybe the one to the left is the maid. But who knows?
The chest is locked.
Use the knife.
Knife. A shovel.
I hope those aren't bloodstains, but it seems a bit convincing anyway. Never had any of those. No, I learned counting the manual way. The door works better this time around. The second floor bedroom. How did you clog it up like this?
The toilet is
I
clogged.
need a plunger for this. But this looks like it's in okay condition. What's with the roof? I mean, it's quite a restoration project, but yeah, it looks to be in order at least. Maybe a black mirror. Those are said to be haunted. Hehe. Alright. Such a creepy place. That sounds demonic. I guess that's coming from the gramophone plate. What the? Creepy doll. Is that a language? Or is that reverse? Yeah, that's a gramophone plate. Stop this. Can hear the surface noise.
We got to get out of here.
Was that a car being launched at me?